Hello everyone and welcome back to another Python video. In this video we're going to be making a unit converter where we will have some units and we will be converting them from one unit to another. So we're going to be using the Python strip function quite a lot in this video, and to explain it simply, the Python strip function is used to remove any extra white spaces and specified characters from the start and from the end of the strip. And this will make more sense as we use it in the upcoming examples. So to start off, we're going to need to define the function called unit converter, and within the function we will have a few print statements to start off with. So let me type that real quick. Okay, so to get started, it's going to give us a few print statements. The first one is going to be unit converter program. And after that, it's going to say one length, which is meters to kilometers or kilometers to meters. And the second one is going to be weight, which is kilograms to pounds or pounds to kilograms. And third one is going to say temperature, which is Celsius to Fahrenheit or Fahrenheit to Celsius. And then we're going to have a choice variable. So this variable right here is going to store the choice that we enter, which is going to be either 1, 2, or 3. So it's going to ask you, choose a conversion, 1, 2, or 3, and then dot strip. Again, dot strip right now, you can see that it's going to remove the white spaces and basically just choose 1, 2, or 3. Great, because I might say like 1 space or something like that. So it's going to strip that to just 1. Okay. Let's get started. So we're going to have 3 big blocks of if statements. So the first one is going to say if choice equal 1. So what do we want to do if the choice is 1? If the user enters 1, what do we want to do? Basically, they're asking to convert some kind of length, either meters to kilometers or kilometers to meters. So let's continue that. So we're going to say unit type underscore type, and that is another variable that's going to say ask for some kind of input. So convert, so it's going to ask you if you want to convert from meters to kilometers, or I should switch that around, from meters to kilometers, or from kilometers to meters. So what do we want to do here? After that, it's going to say value. Sorry, I can't talk and type at the same time. It gets weird for me. But value equals to float. And this is, again, typecasting. So float, input, enter the value. If you don't understand what typecasting is, I have a video on it. You can check that out to understand more about it. But basically, we're casting this string to a float. So enter the value. So we want to enter a value. So we want to say if unit type equal to m to km, then what do we want to do? We want to print f and choose the keyword argument of value, and we want to say meters equals to value oh my god, I messed that up, sorry, value divided by 1000 kilometers. And then we want to say else if the unit type is equal to kilometers to meters, and of course we need the quotes, I completely forgot about that, kilometers to meters. Then what do we want to do here? We want to print the same thing but in reverse. So print f quotes, and then we want to say value kilometers, which is going to replace this word with however many kilometers, equals to value or I should say times 1000 meters. So let's see if this works for now. So what's the function called? It's called unit converter. Let's call the function and try it out. So it's going to say unit converter program. We have length, weight, and temperature. Choose a conversion. Right now we don't have weight or temperature, so that will probably result in an error. We don't want to do that. Let's try 1. So convert from meters to kilometers or kilometers to meters. So we want to convert from meters to kilometers. Okay, enter the value. So let's say 1000 meters. 1000 meters is equal to 1 kilometers. So let's try that again, but the other way around. So meters, no, let's say kilometers to meters. Okay, enter the value. Let's say we want 25 kilometers. That's going to be equal to 25,000 meters. So as for now, the code works perfectly. So let's keep going and try out the other two unit conversions. So what's next? Next is going to be the weight. Okay, so for weight, what do we want to do here? We want to say else if choice equal 2. What do we want to do here if the choice is equal to 2? Let me just copy paste this just to make my life a little bit easier and to make it easier for you guys to understand as well. So here we have the second block. Okay, so it's going to say else if the choice is 2. So if we enter, if it asks us right here to choose between 1, 2, and 3, and we choose 2, then it's going to execute this block of code right here. And it's going to say unit type. This is this and this are both variables. The input statement is going to ask you, do you want to convert from kg to pounds or pounds to kg? And then you're going to enter that value, and you're going to enter the unit. And then after that, it's going to ask you for the value. So we're going to input the value here, which is going to be whatever, how many pounds or however many kilograms. And then it's going to say if the unit type is equal to kg to pounds, which is if right here we input kg to pounds, it's going to execute this block of code. If we say kilograms to pounds, then it's going to, or sorry, pounds to kilograms, it's going to execute this block of code. And then it's going to do the same thing that it did here with the printf. It's going to use the keyword argument of value, and it's going to say this many, which is how many you typed. So let's say if we say 5 kilograms, it's going to say 5 kilograms is equal to 5 times 2.20462 pounds. And it's going to do the calculation and then display it. And then same thing for the other block right here, which is the opposite, which is pounds to kilograms. And to get that, you need to divide by 2.20642, and you will get your value in kilograms. Else, invalid unit type. So if you type anything else other than this or this, you will get this message. So let's try that again. Let's see if this works. So choose a conversion, 2, and when programming, it's always good to check things as you go, just in case you don't mess something up throughout the whole code and then you don't know where you messed up exactly. So right now, if we mess up, we're going to know that we messed up in this block of code right here because this works perfectly. So choose a conversion, 1, 2, or 3. We chose 2, convert from kg to pounds or pounds to kg. So we want to say, let's say kg to pounds because I don't know how much I weigh in pounds. Enter the value. Okay, I weigh 88 kilograms. Let's see how much that is in pounds. So in pounds, that's 194.00 and so on pounds. So we can see that it works perfectly. So let's try and do the last block of code just to see how that works. Okay, so I think I did everything right. So we're going to start off with else if the choice is 3. We want to have the same thing for the unit type and the value, but in this case we're going to have dot strip and dot lower. Dot strip, I already explained what that does. Dot lower, basically if I enter a capital F, it'll make it lowercase f, just in case we have caps lock on and we accidentally type a capital letter or a lowercase letter. In this case it will always be lowercase because this function will switch it to lowercase immediately. And then this right here is the same. So if we say that the unit type is C to F, which is Celsius to Fahrenheit, it's going to print this statement right here, which is printf value, and the value is going to be what we enter it to be, Celsius is equal to, and then it's going to do the calculation right here, and this is how you find Celsius to Fahrenheit, which is you take the number given of the Celsius degree, the degrees Celsius, and then you times it by 9/5, and then you take the product and you add 32 to it, and you get the answer, and then we say Fahrenheit at the end just to tell the user that this is in Fahrenheit now. So Fahrenheit to Celsius is going to do the same thing here, and then we're going to take the value, we're going to minus 32 from it, and we're going to, when we get the result, we're going to times it by 5/9, and that's going to give us Celsius. Else, so if you type something other than F to C or C to F, it's going to execute this block of code, which is going to say invalid unit type, and you're going to have to retry. So let's try this. 3. So convert from C to F or F to C. We're going to say F to C. And this is where the function comes in, the dot lower function. This is where it comes in handy because we might have had F to C in capital or lowercase, and in this case we don't want it to matter. So enter the value. So we're going to be converting Fahrenheit to Celsius. We want to say, let's say 100 degrees Fahrenheit is going to be equal to, so as you saw, we ran into an error. And that error was basically because we had C to F and F to C in capital letters. The F in both cases was capital, and the C in both cases was also capital, which causes an error, and that's why I use dot lower. But in this case, I just changed them to lowercase, and if we run it again and try it, then it should work this time. So 3, do you want it from C to F or F to C? So let's say F to C. Enter the value, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So 100 degrees Fahrenheit is going to be 37.7 degrees Celsius. And if we try it the other way around, so let's say C to F, and let's choose 100. So 100 degrees Celsius, it's 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's basically it for today's program. I hope you guys enjoyed or learned something new. As always, the full code will be in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.